Hello everyone, welcome to Anu's classroom. So I assume that you are seeing this video after selecting your topic for your project, finding a guide, you've prepared your synopsis and now you are going to send it out. So before sending it out, as we all know, we have to attach something called as a project proforma before along with your synopsis to submit to IGNOU for evaluation. So how you have to submit or fill up that project proforma, I assume you are here in that stage, right? If not, then you can skip this video because this is something like one of the last stages of submitting your synopsis for approval. In case your synopsis is not ready, you haven't found out a guide, then there's no point in watching this video. So if you are here having doubts on how you can actually fill up the proforma, then definitely I will tell you where you can get the proforma format from and what are the things that you have to fill in each of the blanks that you see in the proforma. And after filling up the proforma, what happens next? And I will also answer a few of the common questions that come up time and again over the past semesters that our community members have been asking me. So I thought I will answer the generic ones. So what to do exactly is, first you have to get the proforma template from the MMPP 1 guidelines. It is 11-page PDF. You will get it from IGNOU's site. I have given a link to it at the end of this video also, so you can take it from there. So go to the proforma page and take a printout of it. That's it. As simple as that. You don't have to Google search or anything. It is there. IGNOU has given us. Okay, so the details to be filled in that proforma are from both your end as well as the guide's end. That's why I said if you haven't yet selected a topic, or if you haven't got a guide, or if you haven't prepared the synopsis yet, either of these three things, at least one of them is not satisfied, means there is no point in filling up the proforma. You will just waste one printout. That's it. Okay, so once you fill up the proforma, what you will have to do is you will have to attach along with it the guide's details. In case you are not you haven't selected an approved guide from IGNOU, approved counselor from IGNOU, then you have to attach along with this proforma the detailed biodata, including the resume, mark lists and all those things from your guide, along with this proforma and your synopsis, and you have to put it in an envelope and you can speed post it to your RC, okay, to your regional center if you are an online distance learning student. If you are an online student, then you can directly scan these things and upload it in your LMS portal. So uploading of this details in the LMS portal or sending it across via speed post to your what you can say regional center is the final thing that you do from your end. And then once RC receives it, you can it is all up to them whether they approve it or reject it. Whatever it is, they will evaluate it and they will give you back the feedback. And once you get the feedback, if your synopsis is approved and your guide is approved, you can go ahead and start working on your project. Otherwise, whatever comments they have given you, whatever feedback they have given you, you will have to work on it and resubmit. Okay, so that is the whole process of submitting your synopsis for approval. So how exactly to fill up the project proforma for the approval of your synopsis? So I have made a short video. I have taken one copy of the project proforma from our MMPP 1 guideline, and I will now tell you in detail each of the fields, what it means and what you have to fill in them. Okay, so let's get started. So what you can see on the screen is the proposal proforma which I have taken from the MMPP 1 guidelines, and I have just filled in a few details so that I can explain to you what has to be what you can say given and what need not be written. So you have to write your enroll number, your study center code, or the what you can say the name, or you can write the code as well as the name of your study center. Similarly, your regional center project proposal number you don't have to write. It will be assigned to you by the regional center. After you send your proposal to them, they will assign this project proposal number. Okay, so that you can leave out. Subject area, so suppose say you're doing a project in HR, okay, then you have to write it as HR. If you're doing a project in finance, you have to write finance. So it is asking you for the subject area of your project, not your specialization, but wherever you are doing your project in that topic they are asking. Why the difference is, you don't necessarily have to do project in your specialization area. If you are taken finance as your specialization, you don't necessarily have to do a project in finance. You can very well take up a project in marketing, operations, or what else is there, HR. Okay, it doesn't matter. Whichever area your project is from, that subject area you have to quote here. Then your name, as per your IGNOU ID card, whatever name you have given while enrolling into IGNOU, that same name you should give, and your complete postal address. This address is very important. The reason being, once you send your proposal along with all the details, there are two cases. Either it will be approved or it will be rejected. Whichever the case is, they will send this proforma back to you. Okay, and this is very important also, that you receive it, and this will be sent to this address that you give here. So make sure that it is a serviceable address, everything is properly given, there are no mistakes. Double check, triple check, how many ever times you want to check, you check, but make sure everything all the details given here are up to date and correct. Okay, so once you get that feedback form after approval or rejection, whatever happens, you have to keep it also, because when you send your resubmit your synopsis, or when you submit your your project report, all these cases, no, before you bind this project report, you have to attach all these things there. Okay, so it is very important to write the right address. Your email ID, again, this is very important. Some communications also happen to this email ID, so make sure you give an email ID which you are constantly monitoring. Okay, it should be there. Only then you will get updates. Even if you give, some chances are there that they might miss your email ID, but that is a different case. It should not be because you don't give a right email ID. So this also, as just like your address, you have to make sure you give the right one. Then whatever the project topic you have selected, like in the previous video, we saw the sample synopsis of Akshaya Center project, right? So I've just written down that same topic. So whichever is your topic, you give that. So as you can see over here, we only have 2 lines. So make sure that your project topic is not very large. Okay, try to condense as much as possible so that it fits over here. That is another criteria. Okay, similarly, name and address of your supervisor also you have to give. The next thing is the supervisor and academic counselor of management program of IGNOU. You have to either select yes or no. If your guide is an approved academic counselor, you can select yes. If it is not, and if you have selected a guide from outside, like maybe it is some faculty from some other college or someone who is having work experience, things like that, then you have to give no. Okay, so if it is yes, only then you need to give the code of study center, because that every approved counselor of IGNOU will have a study center code. So they will be approved for a particular study center. So that code you have to give. Only if your counselor is an approved counselor, only they will have this detail also. So do not mistake this code of study center to be your study center's code. No, this is for the guide only. So if it is, if yours is an outside a guide from outside, leave it as blank. Okay. Similarly, courses he or she is counseling for is also related to academic counselors of IGNOU. Okay, so whenever you register an academic counselor, you have to select which all courses, which all areas you will be counseling for. Okay, so that also they have to mention, and your topic should relate to the area in which they have specialized or they are counseling for. That is exactly the reason why a counselor who is specialized in HR topics cannot guide a marketing or cannot guide a finance project. Similarly, a finance guy cannot guide a HR project. So that is important. Again, the number of students being guided mostly applies to academic counselors, because if you're selecting a non-approved counselor, then chances are that you will be the only person who is being guided by that particular person. But if it is an approved academic counselor from IGNOU, they might have many students under their wing, right? And IGNOU has a cap of maximum 5 people under a project counselor in any particular semester. So if the number exceeds it, then also your project may get rejected. Like if the academic counselor is having more than 5 people under his guidance, means it will get rejected. Your project proposal will get rejected on the ground saying that guide is not approved. You will have to find another guide. So again, this number of students being guided is applicable only to those counselors that are approved by IGNOU. Definitely you have to give the signature of the student and when the date in which you're putting the sign. Similarly, you have to take the signature of your supervisor. Not a scanned copy, not a fake copy, nothing. You have to go and get the physical signature of the supervisor in this filled proforma and along with the date. Okay, so those two are also important. Now, Suppose say your supervisor is not an approved academic counselor. If he is, then all you have to send along with your what you can say, yeah, along with your synopsis is just this proforma. Because see, the study center code, the name, address, all these things, with that they can track whether this is a valid case or not. Like if it is approved counselor means they will already have the details of their work experience, their academic records and all those things already with IGNOU, so you need not worry. But otherwise, the signed biodata of the supervisor has to be attached. Signed biodata as in it has to have resume with the supervisor, your guide's photo, detailed resume along with that person's signature. Also, you need to attach the mark lists, and academic certificates of this particular guide, and even experience certificate will also be required. So all those things also will get attached to this proforma. So that is why they have written, please do not forget to enclose synopsis of the project and the biodata of the supervisor. In case the complete and signed biodata of the supervisor is not enclosed, then the proposal will not be entertained, meaning they will reject your proposal saying that guide has not been approved. The rest of the things which are mentioned as for office use only, you should not touch anything over there. Okay, no pen marks there. This space they will use for writing whether or not your synopsis is approved, your supervisor is approved. If it is not approved, then what are the suggestions they are giving you. Okay, all those things they will write down. So what is the problem, why your supervisor was not approved or why your synopsis was not approved, all the reasons they will list down and they will send to you. Once you get the feedback form back, you have to check whether it is approved or not approved. If it is not approved, you have to go and see these comments and suggestions of the evaluator space. Okay, if there are too much, then they might write it down on the back side of the proforma itself. So whatever it is, you have to see that and make necessary amendments, and you have to redo the whole process once again. And when you're sending back the proforma once more, then you will have to attach this old feedback form also when you're resending or resubmitting the proposal due to any reason, whether your synopsis project topic was not approved or your guide was not approved, whatever be the reason, whatever feedback form you got once, you will have to resend it along with the new one. Okay, signature of the evaluator, date, all those things they will do, and they will send the feedback form back to you. So once you have filled up the performance and you have sent out the synopsis or you have uploaded your synopsis, what happens next? Your RC will review your synopsis, and if the guide is an approved counselor, then the things will be very fast. And also from your end also, you won't have to submit the detailed biodata or anything of the your counselor, your supervisor. IGNOU will already have all the details of the approved counselors. They'll just have to match the area of specialization of the counselor with your topic area, subject area. If they are a match, then automatically your guide approval, supervisor approval part will be taken care of. Now only synopsis approval will be there, and that will depend upon your topic. If it is a plagiarism check is failed, means it will get rejected. Or if the objectives are not strong enough, or if there is any problem, any kind of problem with your synopsis, what the evaluator feels, they will write down the feedback on your proforma which you sent to them, and they will give it back to you. And once you receive it back, if there is any feedback, you will have to work on it. And if you are resubmitting for any reason, whether your guide or your synopsis was not approved and you are resubmitting, you will have to create a fresh proforma, and all the details after doing necessary changes according to your feedback, whatever you got, you will have to resubmit the whole thing along with the old one, the rejected proforma copy and the synopsis, not the first one, that you have to attach along with the new one, and then you will have to resubmit it. Okay, and once your synopsis gets approved after multiple cycles of submission and resubmission, once it is finally approved, you can go ahead and start working on your project. So a few of the common questions that most often come up in every semester, I thought I will discuss with you guys so that you get a better clarity. Okay, so what are the details to be sent? As I said, you have to fill your performa, the synopsis, and in case your guide is not an IGNOU approved guide, then definitely a detailed biodata of your guide. And how should you choose a guide? My advice, definitely check with your RC and get the list of approved IGNOU counselors. Find a match from there with your subject area, with your specialization. Connect with them and try to get one of them to guide you. That is the best, the headacheless, I would say, way of getting this done. Okay, and Yeah, can you choose a guide with who does not have an MBA but has very good experience? No. Can you choose somebody who has done a PGDM and not an MBA? Again, no. Can you, if your project is, if you are doing a project in marketing and your guide is having an MBA in finance? No. Unless your project is also in finance? No. Your guide will be rejected. Can you choose a relative as your guide? Again, it is quite risky in case if it is a very close relative like your mother, father, brother, husband, wife, somebody like that whose relation to you can be very easily traced back to you, right? Downright, outright, you will your guide will be rejected. Otherwise, if it is a very distant relative and all, chances are that maybe they will not be able to find out your relationship. Of course, IGNOU is not going to stalk your FB profile or anything. Okay, so yeah, this is one risk is there. Definitely, to be on the safer side, don't choose close relatives. Yeah, what are the details of guide's biodata that you will have to send? A detailed resume having everything, his educational qualification, marks, what all experience he had, right from his project, right from his after he passed out of college, whatever is there, complete detailed biodata along with his photo and his signature, his or her signature has to be there. Their graduation and post graduation mark lists and certificates will be required, and the experience letter from the guide's current employer will also be required. So all these things, sometimes what happens is that maybe your guides will not be willing to share all these things with you. So in that case, you will be in trouble, because without any all these details, IGNOU will not approve your guide, and therefore your synopsis will be stuck. So that is why, to avoid all these issues, I'm saying go for an approved counselor. How to enroll your guide in IGNOU? Suppose say you have chosen somebody outside of the framework, you might get an ask from IGNOU's side to enroll your guide as an approved counselor. So in case you get an ask like that, then you will have to submit all the details, the biodata, experience certificate, mark lists, all those things and much more to the IGNOU portal for enrolling your guide as an academic counselor for IGNOU. So that is something a separate topic. Maybe if required, I will do a separate video on that. Okay. And how to address the envelope. So once you have created all these things, you put everything in an envelope. This is for online distance learning students who have to send your synopsis to your regional centers. So make sure that you write in a significantly big font, easily catchable, MMPP1. Okay, that is must. Okay, MMPP1, you have to write it, project synopsis, that is must. And then you have to write the to address, so to the regional director, and then whatever is the address of your RC. So what are the reasons for because of which your synopsis might get rejected? Again, maybe your guide is not suitable, your project topic may not be suitable, or any other reason. Whatever the reason is, there could be multitude of reasons depending upon who is evaluating, right? So whatever the reason is, it will be mentioned in the feedback form, which will be sent back to you. Yeah, when is a synopsis approved? So your synopsis is approved when both your topic and your guide, both of them are approved. If one of them is not approved, then it is like your synopsis is not approved, you will have to go for resubmission. So what to do if your guide is approved but your topic is not approved? Change the topic. That's it. Create synopsis of a new topic and submit again along with the old feedback form and old synopsis. What to do if your topic is approved but guide is not? Again, not to worry. Change your guide. Find another guide who is willing to guide you on the same topic. Okay, and submit the new synopsis with the new guide's details and the old rejected copy. Yeah, so those were a few of the questions that people have asked me in the past. So in case your doubt is not cleared so far, you can definitely drop your question in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to answer it, provided my knowledge level. As I repeatedly say, I am not officially a part of IGNOU. I am just a private person who is doing my best to help you guys out. Okay. So thank you so much for tuning into Anu's Classroom. In case you want to download the MMPP1 guideline from eGAN, you can scan this QR code that you're seeing on your screen. It will take you there. And if you want to get the address of your regional center, you can scan this particular QR code and it will take you to the IGNOU's website page where the address for each regional center is listed. So find your regional center from the list and click on it, you will be taken to the address of that particular regional center, not to worry. And if you want to get the sample proforma, the filled one which I have used in this video, you can scan this QR code and use it as your reference guide while you're filling up yours. So once again, thank you so much for tuning into Anu's classroom. I hope to see you all in the upcoming sessions as well. Take care. Bye-bye.